personal statement is very crucial, and it plays a huge role because that really allows us to know the students a little bit more beyond just classes, grades, numbers, listing of activities. And so what we always tell students that we like to stress is that they should spend some time writing their personal statement, that this is their interview. If there's something else that they think that's important that they want to convey to us that we need to know about before we make our final decision, and it didn't fit into any one of the other sections in the application, then they should write about it in the personal statement. It should be addressed there. There's some prompts, but it's very open-ended, so anything that they choose to write about will do. Now, one thing I would warn about is about keeping the focus on themselves. Oftentimes we read personal statements and somebody has chosen to write about their mother, who they admire a lot and has done a lot of great things for them, and they spend quite a bit of time discussing their mother, and by the time we're done with the personal statement, we feel like we know the mother more than we do the student. We haven't learned nothing new about the student, but we know a lot more about the mother. So that would be an example of something not to do. So the students should always keep the focus on themselves. They also shouldn't just relist their activities or their classes. We don't want to see, I've taken the most rigorous program, I've taken this, and this course. We already have access to that information in the self-reported section of their academics, so we know what classes they've taken. We also don't want them to relist all their involvement. I've been involved in the Key Club, in cheerleading, in football, whatever the case might be. We've already seen that on page 4 of their application, where they're listing their involvement. The best personal statements are where we learn something new or where a student has elaborated on something that might have already been included in the application somewhere. And very importantly, again, we do read every single personal statement. We read them twice minimally, so sometimes students think it's not going to be a big deal. It's all about GPAs and test scores, and there's some kind of cutoff. We actually review every single application, and we review them at least twice. So the personal statement does play a huge role in our selection process.